You go, no enter?
Oh, no. Why?
Why? Because she's a foreigner?
等一下。
Why? We cannot enter? But then she's pregnant. We want to scan.
Hi guys, it's your girl lilymutamztv, also known as lilymutamztv, girl from Zambia. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe so that each time I upload videos, you will be notified that lilymutamztv has uploaded a video. Before I say anything, I just want to sing this song as a reminder of my childhood, and I'll let you know why. The title is We Are the World. I'm sure you know this song, but I'm just going to sing the first verse only, and just up to the chorus, that's it. There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying, or it's time to lend a hand. The greatest gift of all. We can go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. Oh, there's a choice we're making, we're saving our lives. It's true, make a better day, just you and me. That was the song that was sung many years ago by Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, most of the powerful musicians then. And the song was because it was to help Africa from their poverty. Africa was living in poverty. Some countries were war-torn, and these stars came up with this song that was a way of raising money to feed Africa. And we have still been reliant on donations worldwide as Africa. Africa is not cursed. Africa is not a dark continent. But when we travel abroad searching for opportunities, it's because our leaders have failed us. It's because the system in Africa has failed us. And therefore we choose to travel elsewhere in order to give a better life to our children, to our families. In some cases, people are even breadwinners. And without them traveling abroad, there will be no graduate in their family. There will be no food in their household. Nobody will ever even have a house to their name. So we take up this opportunity, running after greener pastures, because we believe it's going to be better than where we're coming from. And then we get to that destination, and then we face abuse. And I'm talking about China. I saw a video of a pregnant woman who was trying to go into a local hospital in China, and she was not allowed entry in that hospital because she was black. Do we black people bore you on this earth that you reject us just because of the color of our skin? In a situation of a human right, where this woman is pregnant heavily, probably the baby needs attention in the belly, and then you reject to give her medical attention because she is black, because of this skin color. She did not receive the medical attention she needed. Because of this skin color, she was rejected. Because of this skin color, we have been spat upon. We have been treated as slaves. We have been denied opportunities because of this color. And even when our children are born, automatically they are born with that inferiority complex that we are not superior. There's others who are more superior than us. Is it fair that it's always a black person that has to fight battles? When we thought we are free from our colonial masters, we have celebrated more than 50 years of independence. Some countries, they are still young, but we expected to see better and not taking us to our past. When I saw that video, I wept. It made me angry because I know wherever the Chinese are around the world, when they need medical attention, they are receiving medical attention without anybody discriminating against them. So why should you stop a black woman that is pregnant, carrying a child? And even according to the human rights laws, an unborn baby has a right. And China just demonstrated that they can break the rights of a child, an unborn child, by denying a pregnant woman. What has the black race done to you, China? And then I see our African leaders embracing you daily when you treat us like animals. When your museums are filled with images of us as animal lookalikes. You don't care about us. You don't care about who we are. You have demonstrated what you really used to think about us. In reality, we've seen it now. Forget about coronavirus. You are using coronavirus as a means of getting to us. It's your opportunity to show us who you really are. It's heartbreaking. And what our leaders are doing about it, apart from the president of Guinea and the Guinea as a country, what other country has said we don't want the Chinese people in our countries? None. We found illegal Chinese, but even at that, they are treated with dignity. There's a video I was watching of how some Chinese are smuggled into the DRC. There's another video I have seen of Chinese who have been arrested in South Africa. I've seen another video of how the Chinese operate in Kenya or Uganda, and they are carrying out fraudulent schemes where they collect money or whatever through WeChat. But even at that, they were treated with dignity. So why Does the government of China refuse that the black people are not being discriminated against? And yet that pregnant woman in the video was not accepted in the hospital. Watch this video.
Oh, we'll be heading to hospital now. But this is the place. Hopefully they don't send us away, which I actually expect. Hello.
Can you 你会说中文吗？
Okay, 这个 You want to?
Speak Chinese?
No, we don't speak Chinese. Okay, check.
Waiting 先，等着先，等一下，我问一下好。
So they want to say foreigners are not allowed in the hospital. This is what I expect them to say. Foreigners are not allowed in the hospital.
这不行，这不行。有没有翻译啊？
没事。这个 no enter.
Oh no， 因为我
Why? Because she's a foreigner.
等一下先。
Why? 不是 We cannot enter. But then she's pregnant. We want to scan.
我要怎么沟通哎？
I actually expected this. That is why I'm recording.
先等等吧，我问一下别人好。等会一下。
So what is happening here is we went to some hospital. My wife is pregnant. We wanted to do a scan, but they cannot let us in. Foreigners cannot be let inside the hospital. Yep. We go. Look. Yeah, measure. Fine. We go. She's pregnant. You don't attend to foreigners. Where we come from is how you have to treat us. Huh? You don't have anyone who speaks English here?
打电话问先。
你的后人上门，上门有个那call。
They might call police here for us. No, it's okay. You know, it's fine. No problem. It's okay. I don't think it's necessary. No, it's okay. It's fine. No problem. Thank you. We go. And it's a gyno hospital, you can imagine. Something like that, but they can't.
You just saw that heartbreaking video. It broke my heart as a mother. It broke my heart as an immigrant mother. I remember when I was in labor for the first time in this country, in the UK, and I was accepted onto the labor ward. Now I can imagine you are in pain. You want to see a doctor and somebody says you cannot go in, and you know that childbirth is natural. You don't control. There's nothing like you have to stop it. It's a machine. But when it's ready to come out, it's ready to come out. Whatever feelings and pain that we experience, whether it's cramps or Braxton Hicks. And then this woman was denied entry into a hospital facility because she is black. I am so heartbroken. I am so disappointed with China. I am so disgusted because I never in my life expected to see a world that is not united. I thought by now we should be united and thinking of how we can make a better tomorrow. It gets me thinking, even the Chinese coming to Africa, their mission is not because they love Africans or they want to help us. Their mission is to take over Africa. Their mission is to wipe out Africa. Their mission is to take as much land in Africa, and then soon or later, they will be in control of Africa. There was a time when the Zambian government even recruited Chinese police officers. How can you recruit immigrants from China who are expatriates to be part of a secret service like the police? For what? Because they felt they are part of our country. We even have Bank of China in Zambia, the only country in Africa with Bank of China, and it breaks my heart. I'll never stop talking about this. We've even had newspapers in my country, Zambia, written in Chinese to suit the Chinese. We have even been told that universities will introduce Chinese as a language in Africa as a compulsory language. The Chinese have offered opportunities for students to study in China on their scholarships. Do they offer those opportunities because they want to trap the black race, or do they offer those opportunities because they love us? I don't see any love here. Because if they loved us, that woman would have never been rejected, regardless of the rules. As a hospital head of staff, I would make sure I treat that person. But rather, she was told, you are not welcome. Why then do we give the Chinese opportunities in Africa? They have shown us their true colors. African leaders, I am begging you, this is the time for you to rise above your borrowing relationship with China. Because there's other places you can borrow from. Otherwise, we are going to be mistreated in our own land. We have seen videos of people being mistreated even in my country, Zambia, by the Chinese. We have seen some not being paid because they work for the Chinese, and because of that, their workers retaliated. I'm not suggesting that it should have been done that way, but in our countries, as Africans, we cannot be continuously slaves like we used to be slaves many years ago. I refuse to be a slave of anybody. I shared a video the other day on my YouTube channel where I was sharing what is happening on Instagram. The Africans who are influential celebrities are making kids do dirty dancing on Instagram. Whilst they're dirty dancing on Instagram and doing those silly things, the Chinese are taking over Africa. Our leaders are giving away our land. Whilst they're wasting their time doing silly things on social media, instead of focusing on how they can shape Africa. Older leaders have been in charge of Africa. We've had Mugabe, over 19 years old. He was still a president. We have Museveni in Uganda, who's still a president. Some leaders have been in power for many years. This is a time for the youth of Africa to arise. Forget about those Instagram videos where your silly celebrities tell you to strip naked to dance for them. You need to dance to the tune of how we can change Africa, how we can shape Africa. And it is you celebrities that can also help in changing the voice of what is going on. At this particular moment when things are happening, it's only us vloggers that are talking about this because the celebrities are twerking away on Instagram with young kids, teenagers. Because they're celebrities, they're drinking shots on Instagram. And that is what they have done to us. Spoil the brain, spoil the black child. The black child is taken away by the leisures of this world whilst you are drinking, taking drugs and doing all sorts of things. Other people are masterminding on how they can take over Africa. Other people are busy making deals with our leaders whilst you are wasting away, and you'll be there complaining that there are no opportunities in Africa, and yet how come we always have more than 10,000 Chinese per week flying into each and every country? Because if there's 10 million Chinese across Africa, it means at least 10,000 of them fly into your country per month. So don't be sleeping as a youth of Africa. This is your time to start looking at how you can use your influence as a youth to change the perception of the young people by telling them that they are the future leaders and not telling them that they can twerk on Instagram. It has been so disappointing to see this nasty culture of Africans on Instagram dancing every week, and they're calling it's their only way of entertainment during lockdown. I appreciate Instagrammers like Ubi Franklin from Nigeria that is hosting intellects and interviewing them, giving motivational talks on how somebody can do business in Africa. That's what we need to see more, and not calling it Sin City. Calling an Instagram live Sin City because you are drinking shots of alcohol and dancing dirty dancing. The black mind. They have sold to you technology, and you think you know how life is. You're enjoying your life, but you're wasting your time. You're wasting your years. This is a time we need to rise as Africans. Don't be sleeping. It's because of this same technology that we're able to get videos from China. So if this technology can show us videos of what is happening in China, it simply means you can use your technology as well as a voice to change what is happening, as a voice to advocate for what is happening. Whilst we are worried, some of us are not even sleeping. We're thinking of the homeless people in China. They are twerking away black Africans on Instagram. Twerking away, not worried about what is going on, because they've made their little money. That is a black mind for you. They make a little money, they wear gold chain, they wear gold teeth, they drink champagne, and they forget where they're coming from. And they forget that there's others who need our help in this crisis of the coronavirus. So many people are going through a lot. And by you demonstrating all those things on Instagram is depressing others as well. You need to use your social media influence in a positive way. That is why I admire YouTubers like Wadamaya that are there to shape what is going on. Virtue Grace doing an amazing job. She's my sister. African Tigress. We are there advocating for Africa. Whilst we are advocating for Africa because we are the minorities, most of the Africans will not even follow us. Majority of people who are following us are people who are from the Caribbeans and America. Because the Africans are busy on Instagram, being entertained, instead of thinking of how they can change Africa. It's never too late for us to start thinking better. Otherwise, if we give it time, China will be Africa, and Africa will be no more. So start thinking of how we can change Africa together. You've seen the video of how the woman is mistreated whilst you're dancing away on Instagram. That woman had no chance in that hospital. It took some negotiations. I believe later she was attended to. But not only her, many of the people there in China are being mistreated. Use social media wisely. I'm not happy about this. Let's continue to raise our voices so that our leaders should see that we are serious about this. Thank you so much for watching. It's your girl lilymutamztv, also known as Gelo Based. See you on my next video as we talk about what is going on around the world. Bless you.
Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button, and follow me on all social media platforms. It's simply at lilymutamztv.